This is the General Motors Cami assembly plant in Ingersoll, Canada.
We're opening the first full-scale commercial electric vehicle plant in Canada.
Cami, the 2 million square foot factory and battery assembly plant, is home to Canada's first large-scale electric vehicle manufacturing operation. Peggy Falkingham has worked here for over 21 years.
I enjoyed my job. I've enjoyed it from day one. These are the people I've grown up with because being there for so long.
Since 2022, Falkingham and her colleagues have made the Chevy BrightDrop, an all-electric delivery vehicle for which GM and the Canadian government have invested millions to make here.
You are making history and advancing GM on our path to a zero-emissions future. We need everybody in on this journey together.
That is, until GM decided to pull the plug in October 2025.
They said, hi, the plant is closing. You will no longer be returning to the plant. We will compensate you with 6 months' pay. We gave our loyalty, right? And we've given our loyalty for so long. It's shameful now that we're not receiving the same loyalty back from GM.
BrightDrop was born at a time when the auto industry jumped into EV van production. It was GM's answer to Rivian and Ford's offerings that promised roomy interiors and all-day driving range for last-mile home deliveries. Local Unifor plant president Mike Van Bockel believes the company could have better emphasized the advantages of an electric van.
Here's a new idea. There's no more gas. There's no more oil changes. They'll run all day, easily run all day. The reviews we're getting back from the drivers are fantastic.
But the North American market did not take to the vans, and consumer vehicle sales of electric cars have also been struggling. The lack of charging infrastructure has fueled concerns over range, and the big, heavy batteries in the BrightDrop, the same powertrain as the Chevrolet Silverado EV, meant higher upfront costs that commercial buyers weren't ready to swallow. Cami had the capacity to construct 50,000 BrightDrop vans per year, but only sold about 5,000 across all of 2025. Van Bockel thinks the government and the company didn't give the truck enough of a chance to succeed.
The government gave us $500 million to help launch this vehicle. You would think they would have orders to say, like the post office, they could have put procurement places, things in place to say it's made in Canada. If you need delivery trucks, you're going to use our truck.
In Washington, the political winds that had previously bolstered U.S. EV sales had waned. With the election of President Donald Trump, America's investment in electrification slowed. Trade relationships with Canada turned stormy, and tariffs on imported vehicles and parts have been volatile.
I want to see Canada and Mexico do well, but the problem is we don't need their product. We don't need cars made in Canada. We don't need cars made in Mexico. We want to make them here.
Residents of Ingersoll were caught in the crossfire.
I'm disappointed on how it's affecting us. We have done absolutely everything GM has asked of us, and because of the political things that are happening right now, unfortunately, we're the ones that are going to be punished for it.
I can give you a handful of cases where companies were ready to do major expansions that would have been a benefit to on both sides of the border, and that's just not happened.
Yeah, so that's my grandfather.
Brian Petrie is the mayor of Ingersoll. The GM plant comprises 13% of Ingersoll's annual tax income, a huge loss to the local economy. The town is looking to diversify away from GM.
But right now, that biggest barrier has been political. Nobody's going to invest anywhere with they don't know certainty of if they can get that investment back.
The loss of Cami has hit the town of Ingersoll especially hard. Dennis O'Neill is the vice president of the curling club across the street from the plant. He says the impact U.S. politics has had on his friends and neighbors is hard to ignore.
But it seems like U.S. has to win, and for them to win, somebody else has to be put down or has to lose. And that doesn't have to be the case. No offense intended, but we just can't trust the Americans to be there or to, honor the agreements that we have.
In a statement, GM Canada said it was still assessing future possibilities for Cami. Meanwhile, Cami workers were given a tough choice. Do they choose to retire, leave town for new opportunities, or hold out hope that GM could restart production at the plant with a new vehicle?
The 21 years of our pension that we have right now is not enough to retire with. So we will hold on and have hope and hope that GM will see that we can produce whatever they want.